So I've got a couple of voicemails so far. I usually don't leave voicemails. That's pretty typical. You can expect that a lot of the calls are going to be voicemail. You can expect that several of the calls are going to be, hey, I'm not interested. Who are you? I forgot I filled out a form. We're going to keep going, see if I can get to a real person. My name's Damian Tackett. I'm the underwriting manager at the insurance office in Columbus. And I'm calling you, Donna, because we tried to send out some information by the mail, but I'm not sure if your address is right. You're still on Dunmore Lane, right?
What kind of insurance is this?
This is the state-regulated final expense insurance you were looking into. I think we might have actually spoke a while back. Is that 540 Dunmere Lane still good for you?
Yes. Apartment B.
Apartment, that's what it is. We didn't have apartment B. Okay. And it's been a while since you put in the request, and I apologize, Donna. I'm just going to make sure everything I have here is right. Your birth date's 1/10/53, right?
Yes.
Okay. And have you gotten to speak to anybody else in my office yet, or am I the first person that could get on the phone with you?
I don't know. I mean, I have final expense for $10,000 through State Farm right now.
Okay.
That's our regular insurance.
Gotcha. Then really all I'm going to do is I just want to review it to make sure that you're in a good place, and if you are, I'm going to let you off the phone, okay?
Okay. What is this insurance? I didn't understand, because we just moved here a year ago, so.
Oh, I gotcha. These are the different state-regulated programs, and what they are is they're designed to make sure that you have effective and affordable life insurance in place.
Yeah.
They range between $10,000 and $30,000 of coverage. This request looks like about 3 months old. Do you think perhaps you were looking for more coverage, or what were you looking into?
I think at that point I was just trying to see if I could do more than that, because my other insurance that we had, was a 10-year whatever, and it ended. And, I just wanted to, and our needs are a little different now, but we still need something for the end, so that's what I was looking at.
For sure. And is it for you and your husband, Donna, or just yourself?
Well, he also has, some kind of insurance as well, but it could be for both of us. I'm the one, I have a couple medical issues that the insurance company is being so picky about, because they're not really issues, but they're thinking they are because of the way the doctor's notes were. So I'm frustrated with that, because I'm pretty healthy for 69 years old.
Well, you sound pretty healthy. So
thank you.
let me explain how these programs work. So because we only deal with the state-regulated carriers, there's more flexibility than, say, a Geico, an Allstate, that kind of thing. So what we do is I'll determine your eligibility by doing a medical underwriting interview, and that'll take us about 5 minutes, and then I'll tell you what you're eligible for, and then we can see if it's something that would make sense for you. Okay?
Okay.
So let's talk. Let's start with, you said you have some medical issues that aren't medical issues, but they're giving State Farm a problem. Tell me about that.
They are some medical issues, but I had a CAT scan to see if my gallbladder was all right, and they saw something that just looked a little odd deep inside, and my doctor, they told me it's all okay.
Okay.
It's normal. So I was telling my family doctor that I said, how do I know if for sure it's okay, or if anything's changed? She said, well, we can just do another CAT scan in August.
Right.
And that's what they saw, another CAT scan in August. So they said, reapply after August, after the CAT scan.
Okay.
So, and then, I'm trying to think of what.
So that's not concerning me. All right, let me ask you some basic general questions. Let's talk about your heart health first. Do you have any heart issues?
No. I have blood pressure, but I'm on a blood pressure medicine, and it wasn't ever extremely high. It was just like a little high, and they said it's better to take care of it. So.
Yes, and I agree. And how long ago was that diagnosis?
Oh, a while back.
Okay.
I don't know. Was it when we were in Pennsylvania? So it's.
Okay. I'm from Pennsylvania originally. What part of PA were you from?
Collegeville. It's near King of Prussia Mall, Valley Forge, outside of Philadelphia.
Okay, yeah, I was the other side of the
Yeah.
state. I went to grad school at IUP in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
that's my PA roots. Okay.
Well, now we go through there, like west to east to go visit family back in Pennsylvania from here.
I love PA. It's such a PA and Ohio are very similar states, but I just something about it. It was my childhood home, so you know how that always has a romantic appeal.
Yeah. And I mean, I've always lived in that area, so this is my first time ever moving away. And it took us a long time to decide to move because we have other grandchildren back there that are older. But it was time, and I kind of like it. It's like it gives you a chance to learn new things and see new things, and
it does.
Part of the country, so we're enjoying it.
Well, that's good. It does. I went from Pennsylvania to New York, which mistake. New York to Ohio, and at some point we're going back to PA. It's just you gotta. There's no place like home, like the movie says.
We closer to Philadelphia, though, it's so congested, and it's just when we go back now, it's like, oh my gosh, like we're so happy to be away from such congestion.
My heavens, yes. Yes. So you have the high blood pressure. I'm sorry, we got off on a tangent. That's all my fault.
Okay.
So it's a high blood pressure, and you do an oral medication, something along the lines of lisinopril, maybe.
Herbicide. I'm not sure what that's the generic of. But.
Yeah. Okay. So then that's under control, and that's been at least a couple of years. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What about issues like cancers? Have you ever had any cancers?
This is another odd thing. In like 2007, maybe, I had this rash on my back, and I went to a dermatologist. Long story short, they biopsied. They said it was this very, very rare thing, but then I did a light treatment and it went away, and they're doing all these studies, and the doctor says we're thinking it's really medicine related because I was on Zoloft at the time, and they said that was one of the medications that was common, and they said if you're clear for 10 years, you really didn't have it. I've been clear more than 10 years, but they won't give me a note that says it.
Okay.
That I've been clear.
One of the side effects of Zoloft and everything in that family is skin irritation, so that does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so then no real cancer. What about lung, kidney, liver, those kind of areas? Any problem there?
That's what I've been getting checked for because I have a new doctor out here, and they're checking everything.
Okay.
I have a bit of fatty liver, and and they did a scan, and it seems like it's okay. It's like and I'm managing things with better diet and all that kind of stuff. So,
sure. Okay.
So that is just recently on the record that she's checking this, and my family doctor, the surgeon and the gastro person, they weren't worried about it, but my family doctor is very, very thorough.
Well, that's good.
He wanted me to get this other, and it's good. So, I know it could be like a borderline. It could get worse, but I'm not. I'm very careful about what I'm doing for myself. So.
And I wouldn't spend a lot of time worrying about what could be either, because it doesn't sound like okay. I don't hear any breathing problems. Do you have any COPD, any asthma?
No.
Are you a cigarette smoker?
No.
Okay. You have had what? I'm sorry.
I have had inhalers in the past because I had like an asthma induced from exercise or allergies.
Okay.
But that's been under control, except last year when we moved here, I got really sick. So that will be on the record for last year this time. I was sick for about 6 weeks, where I was just coughing, and my body just finally said, you have to stop, and it did it.
Okay.
So, because I was taking care of 2 people who passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, it was like a terrible, it's just been a tough couple of years for us.
Oh, for sure. And the sad thing is, the older we get, the more we seem to have those tough couple of years now and again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
breathing
You're
issues,
right.
did it have anything to do with a COVID-related diagnosis?
No, and I actually, no. They checked me before I came here, and then when I got here, it was negative. I did have COVID in January, and I had the 2 vaccines, and I just was very tired, and I had a cough, so I was fine.
Okay. All right. So I think I have. Is there any, before I start looking in the system, is there anything else that you can think of that might be an issue in your medical record report?
I mean, I had some anxiety and some depression after watching
For sure. Of course you
2
do.
people die.
Of course you
so
do.
That's in there that I'm doing some therapy for that.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, but that's been an on and off thing for, quite a bit of my life because I've been doing a lot of caregiving for a lot of people. So.
And that takes a toll mentally, emotionally, physically,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I have a hard time saying no when somebody needs help.
Yeah.
So,
You sound very much like my wife. She's the same kind of person. So there's a couple of other things that whether we find something for you or not now, a couple of things I want you to keep in the back of your mind. When you have your next birthday, everything is going to change dramatically. The rates and the insurability guidelines from 69 to 70 are night and day. So what I may tell you today would be the premium. If after your next birthday we were to talk about it again, you could expect to double that if you could get covered at all.
Well, that's what my husband did too, because he just turned 70 this past year, and that's when he got the other insurance before he turned 70. So.
Very smart, because once you turn 70, the prices really start to get astronomically high.
Okay.
All right, so this is what I'm looking at, and this is just the first of a few options. When you said you need more coverage, how much? So we're not replacing, we're adding. Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, I mean, if what I have now, I think is $10,000 for $60-some a month.
Okay.
So if I could get up to $30,000, because that would leave my husband a little something. Let's see. Yeah, I'd be able to do that. I might just give up the one at State Farm.
Okay. So I can get you approved, I believe, up to $30,000. It is a little bit pricey at that point. So I'm looking at $10,000, and if I got you approved for $10,000, you're looking at $57.82 a month.
$57.82.
And I'm looking at $20,000, and again, this is my assumption I could get you approved for this company. If I got you approved for $20,000, you're looking at $120 a month.
Okay.
And this is where we start to get a little pricey. If I get you approved for $30,000, you're looking at $180 a month.
Okay.
So now I'm also going to show you what it looks like if we had a birthday.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Okay.
So I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make it that you were born just a year before you are now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take it. Yeah, we're at $220 and change for the $30,000 if we wait another year.
$220.
$220.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually didn't.
What's the 10?
It didn't take as big of a jump as I thought.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of surprised. So if we did 10,000, the 58 and change goes to 72 and change.
Okay.
Assuming that you had a birthday. So that's just the first company I'm looking at. There are a few others. The reason I picked this one is, well, for a couple of reasons. One is when you're about to have the birthday you're about to have, you don't ever want to have to worry about replacing it. You don't want it to ever run out. You don't want any waiting periods. Like a lot of them will have a 24-month waiting period before it would pay out.
Right.
And you also would like to have some living benefits. So what this one does is, let's say, God forbid, you start the policy today and then tomorrow you get incredibly sick. That money becomes available to you now to help you cover your medical expenses that you're dealing with.
Okay.
So those are some things that I'm looking at for you.
Okay.
So what I think that we should do is, I think we should see if you could actually get approved for it, and then see if this is something you want to do. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So give me just 1 minute. What level did you want me to try to get you approved at again?
I think the 10.
Okay.
Because we've tried to invest the money that we made from our house, and I think if I could at least cover expenses, like, I don't have great ideas of being buried like fancy. So, and my son-in-law and daughter are, right nearby, and they would help my husband out if something, if
For
something
sure.
happens. So
For
I don't
sure.
think I have to worry.
I got to tell you, the most incredible burial plan that I ever heard. I heard it yesterday, and this sweet little lady. She's from Hicksville, and I've never heard of this before. She's going to be. She called it. She called it human recycling, and
Oh, well.
and what they're going to do is they're going to let the body turn into its core components, but it's going to be feeding a willow tree. So this and it's going to be on their property. So instead of a tombstone, the family's going to have this cool willow tree to go to. So I thought that was cool.
That sounds really neat. Yeah, I think they're coming up with some, like, for cremation, and I've even heard there's cold cremation. So
what is that?
It's some other way of cremating with, like, cryo something instead of being burnt in fire.
Huh.
So I don't know a lot about it. I've just in passing kind of seen things like people are choosing this, and I thought, I don't have time to read that right now, but it sounds interesting.
It does sound
and
interesting.
Then I like these little things you can put ashes into, like, paperweights or little things that people, if they want to have something for them, to keep, that's good.
Yep.
And if not, I said I just want to be in the ocean in Cape May, New Jersey.
Oh, that would be neat. When I go, my daughter's getting a little locket that has a couple of my ashes in it.
Yes, that's what they're doing, and it's really nice. So I'm trying to write up all my wishes over, by the end of the winter this year.
Would you like me to send you a copy of a blank will? That might help you get that done if you don't have one.
Well, we just finished doing our will and all that. But I mean, like, my wishes for when I die, and what I would like the girls to have, and my grandsons, that kind of thing. So I just want to make it as easy as possible on my family.
Good.
So that things are handled ahead of time, and they don't have to deal with their emotions and planning.
That's really smart. Donna, were you born in? You're from PA? Were you born in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania.
Gotcha. All right. And how long have you lived in Ohio?
1 year tomorrow.
Okay. All right. And I want to double check your address because we had a problem with it for whatever reason. 5400 Dunn B, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 43017 is the zip.
43017. Okay. Do. 4317. All right. Say your zip code one more time. I'm sorry.
43017.
Gotcha. And what was your previous zip code?
19426.
19426. Okay. All right, gotcha. What's a good email address for you if I need to email you?
Donna.irich@gmail.
Donna dot E-I-E-I-E-I-R.
E-I-R.
Yeah,
And then I-C-H.
gotcha.
I-C-H.
I-C-H. Got it. I always spend an extra minute when I do this because, as my wife will tell you, I am very capable of making a mistake.
We all are, and when we have too much on our plate, it's more easy.
Isn't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, what was your previous zip code one more time?
19426.
Okay. And the phone we're on, is it a landline or a cell phone?
So,
Okay. Could I have that number again, please?
610-134.
Okay. And the reason I did that is I'm going to send you an authorization. It's a HIPAA release. It's a text. It's going to have an authorization code, but that's going to let me run you through the medical database.
Okay.
All right. And your husband's going to be the beneficiary?
Yes. Now I have to talk to him. We're putting things in trust, so he's the beneficiary. But then when the second one of us passes, then everything goes into the trust.
That's smart. Then what we would do is we would put him as the primary, and then the trust is the contingent. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's actually very common, and it's very smart to do it that way.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'4".
All right. And I'm going to guess 120 pounds.
I wish. 199.
And that's not bad either. But I've learned to ask that question very diplomatically over the years.
Well, on my end, it's coming.
All right. And what's your social?
242. I feel uncomfortable giving this out.
I understand. I really do. It's for the medical database check. The only thing I can say to make you feel better is that if I wasn't who I was, we wouldn't have spent 20 minutes on the phone.
That's true.
Yeah, I would have been.
What company? Let me just put it down so I know.
For sure. This company that I'm running you through is Americo, Americo.
Uh-huh.
And if Americo gives us an issue with an approval, then we're going to switch to Aetna, which is also just as good as Americo for a lot of things, except the living benefits aren't as strong as Americo. That's why I thought we'd start here.
Okay, and then who do you work for? Is this your own business?
Well, I'm an independent broker, but
Okay.
it's like, every State Farm or Farmers Insurance agency you see. We're all independent brokers, but we work for the
name of your company, though. For your company.
Family First Life. And there's hundreds of us across the country, but you just happen to be lucky enough to be talking to me.
Okay. And what's your phone number? Should I know too?
Absolutely. So I'm going to give you the main number and an extension. 833 435.
435?
Yep, 7835. And that's extension 1. And if you call, I'm going to give you my cell phone too. It's 614 362 1625.
And tell me your name again.
It's okay. It's Damian Tackett. I'm actually going to text you all of that right now too.
Okay.
That'll be easier.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good.
All right. So I'm on a different screen. And what's your cell phone number again?
610-613-6034.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm sending you everything I just said.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And toll-free number. And I actually should have started the conversation by sending you these numbers and stuff, but we were chatting about Pennsylvania, and
Yeah, really.
I got lost in nostalgia.
It's okay. But when the Social Security thing came up,
No.
I better ask more questions.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I would expect you to. No offense taken at all.
At least I have the sense to do it,
Yes.
My mother-in-law does not have the sense anymore, so
that
be very careful with her.
you do. That happens so much too, and
I know,
they
it's
take
okay.
They take advantage of them too. I don't.
Mhm, they do.
You've probably gotten all of these